Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and live from Lemoyne Field on the campus of Post University here in Waterbury, Connecticut. We bring to you today a softball doubleheader as your Post University Eagles, 4-22 on the season, take on the Jefferson University Rams, who are 8-7 on the season. What makes today special is that it is Senior Day here, and we will celebrate 7 seniors who are playing in, well, it won't technically be their last home game, but Senior Day anyway for these 7 seniors as we honor those who have played with the team. Julia Medea, Caitlin DeAngelis, Julianne Cicala, Carly Peruzzo, Madison Caldwell, Lily Tomasello, and Jenny Riquelme, all of whom have been with this program for multiple years and getting their opportunity to be honored today. Their family is here. Good crowd on hand here for Senior Day as the Eagles get set to host the Jefferson Rams in a doubleheader, a makeup doubleheader. This was a game that was scheduled to be played a couple of weeks ago, but due to the crazy New England weather and the nonstop rain that we had over the course of those weekends, make up today as part of a doubleheader. Eagles will actually have played their third set of doubleheaders. They played a doubleheader on Friday at Bloomfield College. They played a doubleheader yesterday at Holy Family, and now today they will play a doubleheader before finally getting a couple days off before playing a doubleheader against Chestnut Hill here at home on Wednesday. Seniors are being introduced to the crowd now here this afternoon. And again, Eagles 4-22. They did win a game on Friday, one of the doubleheader games against Bloomfield College, 7-2, but got swept yesterday at Holy Family, 8-0 and 5-4. As players are announced, we'll give you the starting lineups for today's game, brought to you by Post University. For more information on post-degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they will start in right field, number 18, Rosalie Negron. She's a freshman out of White Hill, Pennsylvania. In center field, Remy Smith, a senior from Hamilton, New Jersey. Batting third and playing second base, Bridget Shields, a junior from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. In the cleanup spot, the DP, number 34, Sabrina Pastino. She is a freshman out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Batting fifth and catching, number 28, Ellie Egger, a senior out of Massapequa Park, New York. At first base, Annie Elison, a junior out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. At third base, Victoria, and going to make sure I get her name correct because we've got pronunciation, is Juknewitz. Victoria Juknewitz. She is at third base. She wears number 12, and she's out of Hattville, Pennsylvania. At shortstop, number 22, Kaylee Kalani, senior out of Hamilton, New Jersey. In left field, number 8, Claudia Aldred, a junior out of Elverson, Pennsylvania. And pitching, Gianna De Lorenzo out of Milltown, New Jersey. She is a senior. Their head coach is Bob Bagnicki in his first year. Assistants are Michael Carboni, Caitlin Beers, and Joelle Snyder. And currently 8-7 overall, 2-3 in conference, 1-3 away from home. And we'll break down all the stats for everybody as we get going into the game. For your Eagles, 4-22 on the season. Again, 1-3 over the last 4 games. Doubleheader on Friday, doubleheader yesterday, now a doubleheader today. They will start in left field, number 18, Samantha Riccardulli, graduate student out of Yorktown, New York. At third base, Caitlin DeAngelis, out of Staten Island, New York. She is a senior. Batting third, Juliana. Apologies. Batting third, and catching is Juliana Sakala. She is a senior out of Cedar Grove, New Jersey. In the cleanup spot, we've got Lily Tomasello. She's a senior out of Hazlet, New Jersey. Playing shortstop, number 46, Bailey Dickinson, junior out of Vineland, New Jersey. At second base, Julia Maida, senior out of Staten Island, New York. In right field, number 21, Alyssa Calabrese. She's a freshman out of Oakville, Connecticut. The DP is number 1, Brooke Dickinson, junior out of Vineland, New Jersey. At center field, or playing center field, shall I say, Carly Peruzzo. She's an outfielder, and she's a senior from Hillsborough, New Jersey. And pitching, number 34, Jenny Raquelme, senior out of Fairfax, Virginia. Head coach for your Eagles is Julie Meyer-Jones, and her third year, assistant Michael Brienza, and that is your starting lineups brought to you by Post University. For more information on their degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Now, the senior day activities have taken place. We're announcing the starting lineups to the crowd here as we get ready for softball action here in Waterbury this afternoon. As we get ready for the game to start, coaches meeting with the umpires at home plate. Eagles will be taking the field momentarily. And again, the Eagles 4-22, taking out Jefferson 8-7. Jefferson, who has not played in almost 3 weeks now. Their last game was an 11-2 loss to Bloomfield in 5 innings on March 19th. That was actually the second game of a doubleheader. They had won the first game 4-1, but they have not played in nearly 3 weeks. And will do so today in a doubleheader, and then they play a doubleheader on Wednesday against Goldie Beacom down in Delaware. As we go through today's game, we'll give you some information on the seniors who are graduating, or leaving the program, should I say, and playing some of their final home games. Again, the Eagles do have some more home games upcoming, but today being an opportunity to honor the seniors, because you don't want to get to the end of the season and have a rain out and then not get that opportunity. So in the Northeast, we schedule these senior days early to make sure everybody has an opportunity to be honored. Now they're going to announce the starting lineups to the crowd at hand here in the field. So for the Eagles today, the starting pitcher for your Eagles today is Jenny Raquelme, excuse me. I think I butchered that twice now. So Jenny Raquelme, right-handed pitcher out of Fairfax, Virginia. Get you her stats in a moment. Jenny is 2-5 on the season. She's got a 6.68 earned run average. She started 5 games, so this will be start number 6 for her. She's pitched 29.1 innings, given up 57 hits, 35 runs, 28 of them earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts on the season. The opposing batting average is .404 for Jenny Raquelme. A pleasant good afternoon as we get ready to start today's action. I'm Jeff Nelson, high atop here in the broadcast center at Post University for this afternoon's softball doubleheader between your Post University Eagles and the visiting Rams from Thomas Jefferson University, playfully known as just Jefferson University. The Eagles coming out to start the game, and we'll get ready for first pitch momentarily. But first we stand for our national anthem. Our national anthem here this afternoon in Waterbury, Connecticut for today's CACC softball doubleheader between your Post University Eagles and the visiting Jefferson Rams. Again, we thank you for joining us. I'm Jeff Nelson. Weather slightly warmer than it was yesterday. If you joined us for the men's lacrosse game yesterday, you know it was cold and windy. Well, it's still cold and windy, but maybe about 5 to 7 degrees warmer than it was yesterday, which makes it slightly more bearable outside if you're broadcasting or watching than it was yesterday. The wind down probably about 5 degrees. So instead of 15 to 20, it's probably 10 to 15. Blowing currently out to left field if you look at the flag behind home plate, but it is swirling a little bit and may change direction as the game moves on. Eagles warming up in the infield as we get ready to start this afternoon's game between the Eagles and the Rams. Again, senior day, 7 seniors honored as they will be leaving the program at the end of the season as they move on. We're almost through all of the COVID years and all of the things around that, but getting pretty close at this point, and we're getting ready for this afternoon's game. The Eagle defense will have Peruso in center, Calabrese in right, Ricardulli in left, around the horn, DeAngelis at third, Dickinson at shortstop, Maeda at second, and Tomasello at first base. Pitching will be Riquelme, and she'll throw to the catcher, Sakala. Rosalie Negron coming in to start the game, and we get ready for today's action here at Post University. Negron on the season, 388. She's got 19 hits and 49 at-bats, no home runs, 3 RBIs on the season. First pitch underway, here we go, and it is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. First pitch is exactly 1 o'clock, so good timing on our part. We get the game going right at 1 o'clock. Wind up, and the pitch is low. That's a ball, 1-1. 1-1 to count on Negron, who has 2 walks on the season and has only struck out 3 times. Again, 19 hits and 49 at bats. She's batting .388. Wind up and pitch is high. Ball 2, 2-1. As Raquelme. She hasn't walked many at all this year either. She's only walked 3 this entire season from the pitching, so likely to see some kind of ball in play. There's a pitch. Oh, looked like a strike, but I guess the umpire called it inside. So 3-1 the count. 3-1. Right-hand batter Negron looking in. Here's the pitch, and ground ball through the hole, base hit between the shortstop and the third baseman, and a single for Negron, her 20th hit of the season. Team high 20 hits. And a base hit to start the game. And up comes the second batter. This will be Remy Smith. She's batting .333 on the season, 14 hits and 42 at-bats. Shows bunt, and the ball goes high, and then a quick back pass throw to the first baseman. Actually, it was the second baseman coming in behind the play. Ball was dropped, so everybody's safe. 1-0 the count on Remy Smith. As I was saying, no home runs, 2 RBIs on the season. In fact, the entire Jefferson University team has no home runs on the season. 1-0 the count, runner on first base. Here's the pitch. Bunt again, gets it down to the first baseman, throws to the second baseman, and they're calling her safe. Oh, thought it got there. Thought the ball beat the throw, but they're calling her safe, so we'll call that a fielder's choice. And now 2 runners on. And no outs as the sun is now peeking through for the first time today. And it's gotten a little brighter here in the sky. So runners on first and second, no outs, pitch inside, 1-0. Raquelme. Single to right field on the second pitch. Throws it in. That'll leave the bases loaded. Nice throw from the right fielder in. And now we have the bases loaded and no outs as a gust of wind now blows in from behind our backs. As I said, this wind swirling. It was blowing to left field a moment ago. Now it's blowing directly into the hitter's face coming in from center field. So a swirling wind. And now the cleanup hitter is Postino. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Sabrina Pastino is batting .311 on the season. She's second on the team in RBIs with 8. Again, no home runs, but 14 hits and 45 at-bats. Batting .311. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Here's the pitch and a high fly ball to right field. It is caught by the right fielder Calabrese. She throws home and in time, not in time, it's cut off by the pitcher. And run scores. And the Rams take a 1-0 lead. Also tagging was Smith. She went to third. And Pastino gets a sacrifice fly. 1 RBI. First out of the game, and now first and third, 1 out for Ellie Egger, batting .278 on the season. 10 home runs, 36 at bats. No home runs, no RBIs on the season. And again, first and third, and the pitch is a ball. Raquelme in the lineup. Pitch inside. 2-0. Runners on first and third. 1 out. Egger looking to her coach for the sign, seeing if maybe there's a bunt on, but Raquelme into the windup. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. They've got a runner picked off, and then a double steal attempted, and now picked off is Smith. Smith, pickle game, throws to the catcher, running back to third base. Good job on the pickle, and they get her at third base, and she is out on a caught stealing. Great job by the Eagles there as Thomas Jefferson tried a double steal. Shields will get to second base on the stolen base, but Smith caught stealing trying to go home. And the Eagles get 2 outs in the inning. As good break for the Eagles, a swing and a miss, a double steal. See if we can get you the official score on that, as 7 different people touched the ball. But good job by the Eagles to get Smith caught down in a pickle running between third and home and tagged her out going back to third base. So the count is 2-2, and there's a pitch and a strikeout, and Egger goes down swinging. And the Eagles get out of the inning, a bases-loaded, no-out situation, and they get out of the jam only allowing 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And after the top of the first, 1-0 Thomas Jefferson. Good job by Raquelme to get out of that inning, and good job by the Eagle defense to hold Thomas Jefferson to only 1 run. Again, bases loaded, no outs, and they got out of the inning only giving up 1 run. Coming into pitch now for the Rams is Gianna DiLorenzo. Her earned run average is .73. She's 5-2 on the season. This will be her 8th game start. She's pitched 2 shutouts, 48 innings pitched, 43 hits, 10 runs, 5 earned, 11 walks, and 21 strikeouts on the season for DiLorenzo, who is a senior from Milltown, New Jersey. The Eagles will have the top of their order up to start the game. As the Rams warming up in the outfield in their road blue jerseys. Again, Rams 8-7 on the season. Eagles are 4-22. The defensive alignment for the Rams: in center field, Remy Smith. In left field, Claudia Eldred. In right field, Rosalie Negron. Third base is Victoria Juknowitz. At shortstop, Kayla Kalani. At second base, Bridget Shields. At first base, Annie Eliason. And as we mentioned, DiLorenzo pitching to the catcher, who made the last out of the last inning, Ellie Egger. Left-hand batter up for the Eagles. Start the game, Samantha Riccadulli, who's batting .312 on the season, 24 hits and 77 at-bats. Here's the opening pitch of the game, and a swing and a base hit into center field for Riccadulli. Good swing on a good pitch there. Her 25th hit of the season. And the Eagles start quickly with a single of their own. And coming up now to third baseman Caitlin DeAngelis. She's 25 for 74 in the season, .338. She's got 1 home run and 9 RBIs. Right-hand batter. DiLorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch. High and outside, ball 1. Runner on first, no outs. Eagles trailing 1-0, bottom of the first, as we're just getting started here in Waterbury today. Sun has now peaked out and the wind is calmed down just slightly. As DiLorenzo into her windup for the second pitch, and swing and a foul behind her. A good rip by Caitlin DeAngelis, the senior out of Staten Island, New York. Great thing about New England weather, the sun's not out and you're freezing, and the sun comes out and you're boiling. I want to take clothes off because it's now 20 degrees warmer than it was before. Here's the third pitch, 1-1. Swing and a drive to right field, and it is caught by the right fielder. And 1 out on a drive to right field. That was Negron who made the catch and got it in. No tag or advance. So an F9 if you're scoring at home. Now batting Juliana Chikela. 16 for 62 on the year, 242, 0 home runs, 5 RBIs. First pitch is a strike. 0-1. Runner on first, 1 out. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch by DiLorenzo, and it's popped up into the air on the right-hand side, caught at the fence. in foul territory. Nicely done there by the first baseman, Annie Elison, out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. Now the Eagles have 2 outs. Runner on first and batting in the cleanup spot is Lily Tomasillo, batting .239 on the season, but 4 home runs and 16 RBI. She's got 16 hits and 67 at-bats. Here's the pitch outside, ball 1. Tomasillo leading the team in both home runs and RBIs, also second in total bases and second in slugging percentage with a .448 slug. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1-1. One and one, right-hand batter. Runner on first, low, 2-1. As DiLorenzo trying to pick the corner, but went low with it. So 2-1 to the Eagle first baseman. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a foul ball goes behind the backstop. 2-2. Riccardulli still on first base. She singled to open the inning, but's been left there as the Eagles have popped out twice. Once the right field and once the first base. So 2-2 the count. Wind up and pitch high. Full count. That'll get Riccardulli running on the pitch with the Eagles trailing 1-0, bottom of the first. Full count on Tomasillo. Dickinson on deck should Tomasillo reach. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll be the end of the first inning. That's a nice pitch there. Gets the Rams out of danger, so no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. And after the end of 1 inning of play, Thomas Jefferson leads the Eagles 1-0. As a gust of wind takes all of our stuff and blows it around. Sun goes down, wind blows up. Start of the second inning. We'll see Juknowitz, Kalani, and Aldred, the 3 batters, as Riquelme did a good job getting out of trouble in the first inning. Bases loaded, no outs, only gave up the 1 run. The Eagles played good defense and were able to hold them to just 1 run. One nothing Rams as we get ready to start the second inning. Batting Victoria Juknowitz. She is batting .160 on the season. No home runs, 3 RBIs. She's got 4 hits and 25 at bats. Juknowitz playing third base today. Right-hand batter. Pitch and down the middle for a strike. Umpire has a slow strike call, but got the call there. So 0-1 on a nice pitch there by Riquelme. Wind up and pitch. A little bit of a slider. Ground ball to third. Throws to first in time. 1 away. Good job there by the Eagles. Looked like a bit of an off-speed pitch. Took a little bit off, did Riquelme, and the Eagles get the first out of the inning on a third base DeAngelis to Tomasillo throw. And 1 away. Batter now is Kayla Kalani, who's batting .091 on the season, 3 hits and 33 at bats. She's she's got no home runs and 4 RBIs. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. And look down the middle. That's a strike. 1-1. One and one, wind up and pitch. Grounded foul, and 1-2 the count now. Kalani has no extra base hits on the season, but 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch high as she sort of ducked under it, but a high anyway, so 2-2 the count. Here in the top of the second inning, 1 out, 2-2, no runners on. And Jenny Raquelme on the hill for the Eagles. Raquelme into the windup. Here's the pitch, swing, and a pop foul. Go over the backstop and out of play. Still 2-2. As the Ram bench cheering their player on. Raquelme into the windup and the pitch low. Ball 3. It's a full count, 3-2. As Kalani making Raquelme work. On deck is Claudia Aldred. Here's the pitch, swing, and a pop fly, wind swirling. Who's going to get there? Shortstop back and makes the play. Good job there by shortstop Dickinson. Bailey Dickinson, the junior out of Vineland, New Jersey, who made the catch. And 2 outs here in the second inning. Top of the second. And on comes Claudia Aldred. She's batting .261 on the season, 6 hits in 23 at-bats. She's got no home runs and 3 RBIs. As we mentioned, no home runs this season for any player on the Ram roster. So they would be looking for their first home run should they get one. 1-0, here's the pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Nice pitch there to Aldred by Raquelme, who's looked good in the early going. Again, Eagles got out of a bases-loaded, no-out jam by only giving up 1 run and have played better since that start. Here's the pitch, low, ball 2. Got by the catcher, so rolling to the backstop. Two and one, sun out, wind now blowing, again, back sort of center field into the batter's face. Pitch, high, 3-1. And again, it's a partly cloudy day, so the sun is peeking out, but when the sun peeks out, it makes it very bright. 3-1, pitch, swing, and a pop fly to center field. It is caught by the center fielder, and that will end the inning. That's Peruso who made the catch out in center field. And the inning is over. The wind's blowing out. That ball might have gone a little further, but it was caught sort of a lazy fly ball, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And at the end of 1.5, the Eagles trail the Rams 1-0, but up comes their 5, 6, 7 hitter to start the second inning. Bailey Dickinson will lead off, the shortstop for the Eagles. Dickinson batting .222 on the season, 6 hits in 27 at-bats. She's got no home runs, but 7 RBIs. That's tied for third on the team this season. Again, now wind is sort of taking a different turn. It's sort of blowing from right field to left field. And as I said, the wind's going to swirl all day. The weather temperature is a little warmer than it was yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees. Wind is down from where it was yesterday, but it's swirling, and it's been blowing from multiple directions, now going right to left through the outfield. And Bailey Dickinson, is up for the Eagles. Shortstop, again, batting .222 on the season. Right-hand batter. DiLorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back off the screen, 0-1. Eagles got a hit on their first at-bat by Rickard Dooley, but DiLorenzo managed to get out of that first inning, not allowing the runner to advance. DiLorenzo in the windup. Pitch, swing, popped up. Looks like it'll be the short second baseman, actually, and it's caught by the second baseman. Shields, and 1 out. Here's Julia Maeda batting 167, 10 hits in 60 at-bats. She's no home runs and 3 RBIs on the season. Right-hand batter with 1 out in the bottom of the second. DiLorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive down the line. It's a fair ball. And nice swing by Maeda, but she's only held to a single as good defense out there by the left fielder. Aldred, who got to the ball even though it was hit right down the line. They were playing her that way, and a single for Maeda gives the Eagles a runner as Alyssa Calabrese comes up, batting 122 on the season. She's got 6 hits and 49 at-bats, no home runs, and 2 RBIs. Maeda on the season is 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts, so we'll see if she takes an opportunity to take off there. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. As Maeda faked going, Calabrese swings at the first pitch, the right fielder, and the count is 0-1. Oh and 1, runner on first. Here's the pitch by DiLorenzo. Swing and another, I think a foul tip that time as it went off the catcher's mask, and 0-2 on Calabrese. With Brooke Dickinson on deck, Eagles trailing 1-0. Runner on first, 1 out. 0-2 count to Calabrese. They're checking on the catcher. Ager with the ball deflecting off her face mask to make sure she is okay. I think she is okay. As she's back in her catcher position. 0-2 the count. Runner on first, 1 away. Bottom 2 here in Waterbury. Pitch. Looks like a ball, and then they call a strike, so it's strike 3. Caught looking on Calabrese. And then they threw back behind Maeda. She was safe as she looked like she was stealing. And now here's Brooke Dickinson batting .089 on the season. 5 hits and 56 at-bats. She has 2 RBIs on the season, no home runs. Right-hand batter. 2 outs. Bottom 2. Swing and a pop fly. Looks like the shortstop will catch it, Willie Mays style, in the basket catch. As a little bit of confusion between the third baseman and the shortstop. Caught by Kalani, and that'll end inning number 2. Eagles get another hit, but leave that runner stranded for the second time. And after 2, the score is 1-0. Thomas Jefferson. We'll go to the third, where Aldred, DiLorenzo, and Negron will bat for the Rams. Good game so far. Aldred coming up for the Rams to start the top of the third. Aldred is batting .261 on the season, 6 hits and 23 at-bats. She has no home runs and 3 RBIs. Here comes Aldred to start the top of the third. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive over the shortstop's head into center field, where it's played back in before any other damage can be done. So a base hit for Aldred. Now up is Negron with a runner on first. Aldred has no stolen base attempts this season, and Negron, who singled and scored in the first inning, up for her second at bat of the game. She's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch and a swing and a drive to left field. It is bounced in front of the left fielder on a hop and a base hit. Negron's second hit of the game. That'll advance Aldred to second now. 2 runners on with no out for Remy Smith, who is 0 for 1 in the game. She had a fielder's choice in the first inning. And now has first and second with no outs. Smith has 2 RBIs on the season. Negron is 3 for 4 in stolen bases, so possibility of a double steal potential if the Rams looking for it. But the Eagles, looking for a bunt here. Maybe they get the runners to second and third. We'll see what happens. Here's Raquelme in the windup, first and second. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one. Nice pitch by Raquelme. Hard swing by Smith, who to start the game was batting .333 on the season. Here's the pitch, high and inside. Ball one, 1-1. Wind now blowing straight to left field. As I said, the wind has been swirling and going in multiple directions. Now it's just blowing straight to left field. Swing, I think it hit her, and it did, so that's a hit by pitch. And now the bases are loaded with no outs. For the second time in the game, the Rams have bases loaded and no outs. So Smith a hit by pitch, bases loaded for Shields, who had a single and a stolen base in the first inning. Bases loaded. Shields has 9 RBIs on the season. Here's a swing and a drive deep to center field. It's over the center fielder's head off the fence. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And third run trying to the plate. Here's a throw, and she is out on a nice throw by the shortstop. So 2 runs are in, but Smith got greedy and got thrown out at the plate on a nice play from center fielder to shortstop, but a double for Shields and 2 RBIs. And the Rams lead 3-0. Negron and Aldred score. Smith thrown out at the plate for the first out of the inning. And now Pastino up to bat again. Pastino had a sacrifice fly in the first and an RBI. The left-hand batter, here's the pitch, outside. Throw to second to try to pick off Shields, but Shields got back. Shields had a stolen base in the first on the double steal, really. Even though they count that as a stolen base, it was Smith who got caught stealing. So Smith's actually been tagged out twice. She got caught stealing in the first and then got caught in the 8-6-2 at the plate. Pitch high, 3-0 to Pastino. Runner on second, 2 runs in. Eagles trail 3-0. And for Shields, she now has 11 RBIs. That's the team lead with 11 RBIs. Here's the pitch and a pop-up. Looks like it's going to get blown out of play, and it does, over the Ram dugout. And 3-1. 3-1. Here's the pitch and an off-speed pitch that they're going to call a ball. Thought that one was a good-looking pitch. Took a little bit off of that, did Raquelme. Fooled the batter, but didn't get the call. And now the pitch again, driven down the right field line, but foul, and just foul. That's a full count. Almost had it. But full count, runner on second, which is Shields, who just had a 2-run double. Pastino, who had a sacrifice fly in the first and an RBI. That was her 9th RBI of the season. Eagles trailing 3-0. Wind up and pitch and little poke out to center field. It is caught. Tagging at second. She fakes the run to third. And Shields will stop at second. Doesn't try to advance. Good play there. A fly out to the center fielder on Pastino. And a nice catch there by Peruso, and 2 outs in the inning. Egger, who struck out in the first inning swinging, up for the second time. She's 0 for 1. Rams have had the bases loaded twice in 2 innings with no outs. Swing and a miss by Egger, 0-1. First inning, they got 1 run. So far in this inning, they've gotten 2. Lead the Eagles 3-0. Egger 0 for 1 on the season. 0 for 1 in the game. Pitch outside as it was tried to be framed by Shikala. 1-1. Runner on second, 2 outs, 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Down the middle for a strike. 1-2, nice pitch there. Knees and corner. 1-2 on Egger, who struck out in the first inning. 3-0 Rams. Here's the pitch. Drive to shortstop on a line drive. Caught. Nicely done there by Dickinson. That's Bailey Dickinson, excuse me, and that will end the second inning. But the Rams get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And after 2.5 innings, it's 3-0 Rams, and the Eagles come up to bat. Eagles will start at the bottom of the order and work their way up to the top with Peruso, Rickard-Dooley, and DeAngelis. The Eagle 3 against Gianna DiLorenzo, whose ERA, again, .73 earned run average this season for Thomas Jefferson. Eagles trail 3-0. But Peruso to start the inning for the Eagles. That's Carly Peruso. She's batting .158 on the season, 9 hits in 57 at-bats. She has no home runs but 7 RBIs, despite only having the 9 hits. The center fielder bats right-handed against DiLorenzo. Runs hard to come by on a pitcher with a .73 earned run average. But the Eagles have had base runners in each of the first 2 innings, just haven't been able to get anything in. Here's the pitch and a swing. Past the third baseman, down the left field line. This could be extra bases. Racing for second base and diving in head first is Peruso with a double. And the Eagles get their third straight base runner in the game. First extra base hit of the game. Peruso, her second double of the season, and raising that .158 average. Nicely done there. And the Eagles with a runner on second base and no outs. And Rickard-Dooley, who was 1 for 1 with a single in the first inning, she got stranded at first base. Runner on second, no outs. She's 1 for 1 to start the game, correct, with her 25th hit of the season. Lorenzo into the windup and the pitch that's high, 2-0. Catcher comes out looking to stare Peruso down. But Egger faked the throw and nothing doing there. So 2-0 on Rickard-Dooley, who's 1 for 1. Lorenzo into the windup and the pitch. Swing off the pitcher's arm, rolling into the short outfield. And going home is Peruso with the throw to the plate. She's safe! And the Eagles get on the board on a base hit by Rickard-Dooley that went off the pitcher and rolled into the short outfield between the first and second baseman. Picked up by the second baseman, throw to the plate, but Peruso's hustle effort gets her in. And an RBI for Rickard-Dooley. That's her 6th RBI of the season. And for Peruso, her 10th run. And now they're out there checking on DeAngelis, who took that line drive right off her body. I'm not sure exactly where it hit her, but it hit her flush and then rolled between the first and second baseman. And took a while for somebody to get out there. That allowed Peruso to score and put Rickard-Dooley on first base with a single. The Eagles are on the board, trailing 3-1, but the concern now is DiLorenzo. We'll see where she is. Both sets of trainers out there. I'm not exactly sure where it hit her. But she sort of looked in a lot of pain when it did hit her, and again rolled between first and second base, which is where our vision was, looking for the ball in the play and watching Peruso score. Trainer's out looking at DiLorenzo. From this angle, can't tell what part of the body it was it hit her. I don't know if it hit her arm or got her in some other portion of the body. The Eagle trainers are walking back to their dugout. Looks like she's shaking her right hand, which is obviously her pitching hand. Don't know if that's exactly where it got her, but that's what she's shaking. See if she stays in the game. Looks like she's going to stay in the game. And a nice round of applause here from the crowd. Although she's probably going to throw a few pitches first. Again, it looks like it probably got her in that hand or arm area. She's going to take a couple of warm-up pitches. See if she is okay. With her coach and trainer on the field, there's a second pitch. Coach Baginski out there watching DiLorenzo throw again to make sure she is okay. And looks like she's going to stay in the game. Looks like she's okay. Good show of sportsmanship by Riccadulli, who goes out there to check on her. So to reset, Eagles got a double by Peruso and then a single by Riccadulli off the body of DiLorenzo, who got the RBI, Riccadulli did. And we have a runner on first, 1 run in, 3-1 Rams. Bottom of the third, no outs, runner on first. And up comes DeAngelis for the second time today. She's 0 for 1, and she drives the ball down the left field line. That is foul. Ripped it down the line, but they call it foul. So 0-1 on DeAngelis, who flew out to the right fielder in the first inning. DeAngelis, who leads the team in average and hits. Well, actually, technically, she was leading. Now she's second in hits. Swing and a fly ball deep to center, but playable. Caught by the center fielder and thrown in for the first out of the inning. Riccadulli does not advance. And now Juliana Sakala up to bat. She popped foul out to the first basewoman in the first inning. Runner on first, run in, 1 out. Sakala up. Here's the pitch and call it outside, ball 1. Sakala 5 RBIs on the season. Riccadulli is 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts. There's a second pitch and 2-0 on Sakala. DiLorenzo into the windup. Wind now blowing the opposite direction, and a swing and a ground ball up the middle, second to short. Missed the double play as the ball goes high. Good effort by Sakala, but Riccadulli out at second base on the fielder's choice. A good effort by Sakala to get down the line. Throw was high anyway, but I think Sakala would have beaten it. And now here is Tomasiello, again leading the team in home runs and RBIs with 4 home runs and 16 RBIs. And again, the wind is swirled back. Now it's blowing from right to left. As here's the pitch and a swing, popped up foul on and it drops. Was it a fair ball there? Is that a fair ball? Umpire didn't really make a call. They're going to call it a fair ball. That's a double. For Tomasiello, hard to tell. The umpire really didn't do make a move or motion. That gets Sakala to third as it was popped fly behind the third baseman and in between her and the left fielder. But a double, a bloop double, and that leads Bailey Dickinson to come up. She's got 7 RBIs on the season, but 2 ducks on the pond with second and third and 2 outs. First pitch is a ball by DiLorenzo. If the Eagles can get this game tied up, that'll say something given the ERA of DiLorenzo. And again, this wind's doing funny things, so you think the ball might go farther than it was or shorter than it was, and it blows out, and that's what happened there. Here's a swing and a pop fly to the left-hand side. That's going to get out of play, though, up into the parking lot. 1-1. Bailey Dickinson, 7 RBIs on the season. Again, now the wind blowing out to left field. I can't stress enough how this wind's been swirling throughout this game and blowing in different directions. Sun's out, sun's in, sun's back behind clouds. Temperature changes 10 degrees depending on what's going on. Putting coats on, taking coats off. That's all we're doing here. 2-1, the count on Dickinson. 3-1 Rams, bottom of the third. Pitch, swing, drive down the left field line, but that's going to go foul. Trying to take out the fans in the stands over there on the left-hand side. Nobody ducked, which was kind of impressive, so good job there. But that was a drive down the left field line, but foul. So 2-2 on Dickinson. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Pitch, swing, drive to center field. The wind's going to hold that up, and it is caught, and that's the end of inning number 3. Caught by Smith. But the Eagles do get on the board. They get 3 hits in the inning, but only 1 run. As 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. And after 3 innings, the Eagles trail 3-1. Top of the 4th inning. Eliason, Juknowitz, and Kalani, the first 3 batters up for the Rams here in the top of the 4th. Eliason had a ground ball to third in the 2nd inning. She's 0 for 1 as she comes up here, leading 3-1 do the Rams. No errors so far, and again, we can't mention enough the wind sort of swirling around have led to a couple of hits because the ball, the flight of where you think the ball is going to go gets pushed by the wind. And a lot of what we can tell is, 1, how we're feeling the wind, and 2, watching the flag behind home plate. As that last hit by Dickinson got held up by the wind. Not sure it would have gotten out anyway, but definitely got held up in the wind, which made for an easier catch by the center fielder. Here's the first pitch, and a drive towards second base. Picked up, thrown, and in time. A great play there by second baseman Maida, who picked the ball up and got there before Eliason could get the first base. So a ground out. 4-3 for keeping score at home. And here's Victoria Juknowitz. 1 pitch, 1 out. Nicely done there. And good effort by Maida to get that ball and get it to first base before Eliason could get there. Juknowitz takes the ball high and outside, 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Looked like, again, Raquelme took a little bit off of that ball. Sort of an off-speed pitch, but got it over for 1-1. Wind up and pitch. Look down the middle. Strike 1-2. And nice pitching there, inside and outside by Raquelme. 1-2 to count in the windup and the pitch. Swing and a drive to third base. Off the body and unable to regroup the ball is DeAngelis. And Juknowitz is on base. Official score is going to call that an E5. And Juknowitz on first base with one out, and here's Kalani. Pitch is high, ball one. Kalani was 0 for 1 in the first inning. She flew out to center field. One out, one runner on. Juknowitz has one stolen base on the season in one attempt. Here's the pitch, and outside corner is a strike, 1-1. Three-1 Rams, top of the fourth. One out, one runner on. Kalani, her second at bat. Here's a swing and swing to the third baseman. Got her out on a 5-3 put out there. Making up for the error was DeAngelis. And Juknowitz moves to second base on the 5-3 put out by Kalani. Now here's Aldridge, who singled in the third inning, and then came around to score on the RBI by Shields. Aldridge 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. Inside. 2-0. Runner on second base. 2 outs. Top of the fourth. 3-1 Rams. Riquelme's look good. Wind up and the pitch. Swing off Riquelme through center field for a base hit. Juknowitz not going home. Throw goes all the way through. That allows Aldridge to go to second. As nobody cut it off, Juknowitz stopped at third base, so no need to throw it all the way home, but the ball bounced all the way to home plate, which allowed Aldridge to go to second. So that'll be scored a single with an advance on the throw. No error, but an advance on the throw. Second and third, 2 outs. Aldridge 2 for 2 in this game, and now Negron up, who's also 2 for 2. Negron up for the third time. Pitch on the inside corner. That's a strike. 0-1. Negron has 2 singles, and she scored 2 runs. Her team leading 9th and 10th runs of the season. She leads the team in batting average as well. Again, 2 for 2. And a fly ball to right field that's going to go out of play into the parking lot. 0-2 on Negron. Again, who's 2 for 2 today with her 20th and 21st hits of the season. Riquelme into the windup, 0-2, second and third, 2 outs. Pitch is low, 1-2. Tried to paint the outside corner, but went low anyway. 1-2, second and third, 2 outs. No runs in so far in this inning, 3-1 Rams. Windup and pitch is grounded to third, picked and thrown by DeAngelis, and that'll do it. No runs in this inning. Good job there. And they get Negron up for the first time in this game. So no runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and actually 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left. And after 3.5, 3-1 Rams here in Waterbury this afternoon. We thank you for joining us wherever you are across the country, on campus, in state, or around the world. So we get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning here in Waterbury today. Maida, Calabrese, and Brooke Dickinson, the 3 Eagles to start. That is 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. Eagles trailing 3-1. And though she finished the inning, still back out there is Gianna DiLorenzo, who got hit with a line drive in the 3rd inning that allowed the Eagles to score the run that they have. But still back out there slinging away with her team leading 3-1, bottom of the 4th. And Maida will come out who got a single in the 2nd inning. She's 1 for 1. Her 11th hit of the season. And again, can't stress enough how crazy this weather is. When the sun is out, it's like 60 degrees. When the sun's behind the cloud, it's 40 degrees. The wind is for the first time today, not actually moving. As the flag is actually just limp behind home plate, and we're not feeling any wind right now. So we'll see how that affects pitching ball flight. Now, as I say that, the flag starts blowing towards left field. Crazy weather day, but April in Connecticut, give it 15 minutes and it'll change. That's kind of how we're at. And we start at the bottom of the fourth. Here's Maeda, the second baseman. 1 for 1, single in the second. DiLorenzo into the windup and the pitch. Swing by Maeda deep to left. Caught by the center fielder, though, as it was in left center, and that's 1 out. Again, that wind is funky. Thought that ball had more depth than it did, but slowed down as it got to about 10, 15 feet before the fence and caught by the center fielder. Now up is Alyssa Calabrese, who is 0 for 1. She was caught looking in the second. 1-0 the count. First pitch was high and inside by DiLorenzo. Eagles trail by 2, bottom 4. DiLorenzo winds up, pitch, swung on and fouled. Straight back. She was on it, just a little behind. 1-1. One and one. Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive between the third baseman and the shortstop for a base hit for Calabrese. And the Eagles have a runner on in the fourth with the shortstop, Brooke Dickinson, coming up. Dickinson had a a fly out to the shortstop in the second inning. Batting .085 on the season, has 5 hits in 57 at-bats. Runner on first, 1 out. Wind up and the pitch, swing and a miss to Dickinson, the junior from Vineland, New Jersey. Oh and 1. Here's the windup and the pitch, swing and a miss, 0 and 2. Calabrese 1 for 1 on the season in stolen bases. Eagles as a team 12 for 14 on the season. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch, swing and a ground ball to the second baseman. Throws to second for 1, not in time to first base, so a fielder's choice for Dickinson, who will be on first, and Calabrese out on the 4-6 fielder's choice. 4-6 fielder's choice. And now Peruso, who had a double in the second inning, up for the second time. She's 1 for 1. She also scored a run. Peruso, her 10th run of the season. Runner on first, 2 outs, 3-1 Rams. Pitch and a swing and a foul into the parking lot. Peruso, the senior out of Hillsborough, New Jersey. Nice double in the first inning. See if she can get one here. Outside, 1-1 on the pitch by DiLorenzo. Wind now changed direction again. Again, just looking at the flags, it's now blowing in from left field. It was blowing out to left field a few moments ago. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Outside and high. It's 2-1. Eagles trail by 2, looking to get some hits, get some runs to help out their pitcher, Raquelme. 2-1 count, runner on first. Here's the pitch. Strike, as that caught the corner. So 2-2 on Peruso. Ricoldi is on deck. She's 2 for 2 in this game. Right-hand batter. 2-2 count. Peruso waits for the pitch, and here it comes from DiLorenzo. High. Attempted steal. Throw down to second. It is caught and out as Dickinson tried to steal but was thrown out. Not a great throw by the catcher, Egger, but nicely picked by the shortstop Kalani and tagged out Dickinson for a caught stealing 2-6. And that will end inning number 4. So the Eagles get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. And at the end of 4, 3-1, Thomas Jefferson Rams here in Waterbury. Peruso will be up to start the bottom of the 5th for the Eagles, as she was not out at any point during that at-bat on the caught stealing. So we go to the top of the 5th with the Eagles trailing 3-1. And up comes Remy Smith, who's had an interesting couple of at-bats so far. She had a fielder's choice in the first and was caught stealing on a double steal, trying to steal home. And then had a hit by pitch and was thrown out at the plate on the double by Shields on a nice play from the center fielder to the shortstop to the catcher. So she's touched third twice and been thrown out trying to get home twice, has Remy Smith. And now she hits a ball up in the air, caught by the third baseman, DeAngelis, for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch and 1 out on the fly ball. So she goes to 0 for 2 in this game. She was hit by a pitch and a fielder's choice. Now here comes Shields. 2 for 2 in the game. She's got a single, a double, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. Does Bridget Shields. Pitch. Off speed, and they're going to call that a strike. Looked low, but calling a strike. Good pitch there on the off-speed pitch. Shields, who got her 10th and 11th RBI, her team-leading 10th and 11th RBI in the 3rd inning, her 3rd at bat of the game. Here's the pitch that's way high over the catcher's head, 1-1. Shields again 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs and a stolen base today so far for the Rams. Here's the pitch by Raquelme. Swing and popped it to the first baseman, and it's caught by the first baseman, Tomasiello, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. The only 1-2-3 inning in the game was by the Eagle defense. That was back in the 2nd inning, and the Eagles have an opportunity to do it here as Pastino is up, the left-handed batter. She is 0 for 1 in the game, a sacrifice fly in the first for an RBI, and then a fly ball to center field. So she's 0 for 1 with an RBI. Windup and the pitch is outside, 2-0. Pacino had her 9th RBI again back in the 1st inning. Here's the windup and the pitch, and a swing and a pop out of play. Looks like that's going behind the backstop. 2-1. Here's the windup and the pitch, and a drive past the second baseman into right field for a base hit. Picked up there by right fielder Calabrese, and a base hit for Pastino, who now goes to 1-2 on the game. 1 for 2, excuse me. And here comes Egger, 0 for 2. She struck out in the first and lined to shortstop in the 3rd. Egger started the day batting .278 on the season. Right-hand batter, runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch by Raquelme, popped foul and out of play. Top of the 5th. 3-1 Rams. Rams have had multiple opportunities with runners in scoring position, but have only able to get the 3 runs so far. Windup and the pitch, swing, and a popped up to the second baseman, caught, and that'll end the inning on the fly ball. Caught by the second baseman and fooled a little bit by the wind, which is now blowing in. I think it might have been going farther with no wind, but caught by the second baseman, Maida, and that will end inning number top of the 5th. Just 4.5 innings. So no runs, 1 hit, No errors and 1 left on base, and after 4.5. Still 3-1 Rams, as the Eagles will come up for the 5th time, where Peruso will regain her at bat after the caught stealing in the bottom of the 4th. Peruso, Ricarduli, and DeAngelis, the 3 Eagles, up to bat. Sun back behind the clouds again. DiLorenzo out there still. And took a line drive off her body in the 3rd inning. Seems to be no worse for wear now as we're at the bottom of the 5th. She's continued to pitch since that moment. Peruso up for the 2nd time. Again, she's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. She was at bat when Dickinson got caught stealing. So she'll start a fresh at bat. So Peruso, again, a double and run scored. In the 3rd inning. DiLorenzo looking down at the ball. Now into the windup and the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to the shortstop, but I don't think she's going to get Peruso, and that's going to be a base hit. Infield hit for Peruso as she hit it right into the hole. Between the 3rd baseman and the shortstop. Shortstop Kalani got over but was unable to throw Peruso out. Was flying down the line. That makes Peruso 2 for 2 in this game. And here comes Ricarduli, who's 2 for 2 as well. She's got 2 base hits and an RBI. Does Ricarduli, the left-hand batter. Eagles trailing 3-1. Pitch is a strike right at the knees. 0-1. Peruso on first, no outs. Ricarduli 2 for 2 up. 0 for 1 waiting for the pitch. There it is outside, 1-1. Peruso is 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year. But the Eagles trail, so they may not be looking for that. Off-speed pitch, that's high, 2-1. As DiLorenzo took a little bit off of that pitch. Here's the pitch, 2-1, and a swing, and a ball fly to center field. Took a second for her to gain control of where that ball was Smith, because the sun had come out in between and was able to make the catch. No advance, and Ricarduli goes to 2 for 3 in the game with the fly out to center. 1 out, 1 on, and here comes DeAngelis, who's 0 for 2. Fly out to right, fly out to center in the 1st and 3rd innings, respectively. Here's the pitch, and a drive down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Going into 3rd is Peruso. She's safe, and a double by DeAngelis. And the Eagles have 2nd and 3rd with 1 out on a nice job there by DeAngelis, the team's leading hitter. Her 7th double of the season. And here comes Sakala, who is 0 for 2. She had a fly ball to the first baseman. That was a foul fly ball, and then a fielder's choice in the 2nd. 2nd and 3rd, Eagles trailing by 2. Good opportunity to get some RBIs here for Sakala, who's got 5 on the season. DiLorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch, a tie, 2-0. She gets on. Tomasiulo is on deck for the Eagles. 2-0. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Here's the pitch down the middle for a strike. She looks like she was taking all the way, 2-1. DeAngelis at second, Peruso at third. Here's the pitch and a swing and a ground ball, foul. As Peruso had to jump over it because she was standing she's standing on the third base bag, but as soon as that ball was hit, she sort of went down the foul side of the line and had to jump over it. So 2-2, 2 runners on, 1 out, 3-1 Rams, bottom 5. Here in Waterbury this afternoon. We thank you for joining us. Into the windup and the pitch by DiLorenzo and a drive into the outfield. That's going to score 2 runs into right field. 1 run scores. The second one crosses and a 2-run single for Sakala, Juliana Sakala. Her 6th and 7th RBIs of the season, and the Eagles have tied the game at 3. And the Eagles now with a runner on first and a tie game, 1 out. And they've gotten to DiLorenzo, who coming into the game had a .73 earned run average. And she's given up 3 earned runs in this game. Catcher Egger out to talk to her before this at bat. Tomasiello dangerous, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs on the season, only a .230 batting average. She is 1 for 2 in this game, a double and a strikeout. Here's the pitch and a swing and a foul ball behind her. As she was looking to hit one out. 0-1, runner on first. Sakala has no stolen base attempts so far this season. Wind up in pitch and a swing and another foul ball. This should get behind the dugout, and it does. 0-2. Runner on first, 2 runs in on the 2-run single by Juliana Sakala. And here's the pitch, 0-2. And a swing and a drive deep down the left field line, but that's going to go foul. Still 0-2. But Tomasiello can drive one if she gets the right pitch. Wind has died down right at the moment. So no wind really blowing in either direction. Wind up and pitch, swing, and this should get out of play again, and it will. 4 straight foul balls for Tomasiello. Making DiLorenzo work. Again, she came into the game with a .73 earned run average and has given up 3 earned runs in this game. Eagles have tied it, bottom 5, 3-3. Sakala on first. Wind up and pitch and swing, and this is popped up. This might be playable. It's not, off the top of the Ram dugout. 5 straight foul balls for Tomasiello. Right-hand batter. Sakala on first, 0-2 the count. DiLorenzo into the windup and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1-2 to Tomasiello. Eagles have tied it with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th, 3-3. Here's the windup and the pitch and a swing and a foul ball again. 6 foul balls this at bat, so making DiLorenzo work. DiLorenzo, the senior out of Milltown, New Jersey, into the windup and the pitch, and call the ball and then throw down on the steal, and Sakala is out. Sakala tried to take second, her first stolen base attempt of the season, but a beautiful throw by Egger got her out, and a caught stealing 2-4 on that one. And for the second time in the game, the Eagles caught stealing. They were 12 for 14 coming into the game. They're now 12 for 16 after being caught twice. So they called that a ball, 2-2 to Tomasiello. Here's the pitch and a swing, and a big swing, but that's going to go foul again. Tomasiello definitely doesn't get gypped on any of her swing attempts. She's looking for the downs on each swing, and that one was foul again after 7th foul ball of this at bat. 2-2 the count. Pitch swung on and missed strike 3 as they finally threw an off-speed pitch, and Tomasiello swung under it for the strikeout. But the Eagles get on the board with 2 runs. No, they get runs. They get on the board in that inning with 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and nobody left on base. And after 5 innings, the Eagles and Rams are now tied at 3, as the Eagles have 3 runs on 7 hits and the Rams have 3 runs on 7 hits as well. 6, 7, and 8 for the Rams in the top of the 6th. Eliason, Juknowitz, and Kalani. Against pitcher Jenny Riquelme, who's pitched very well today. She came in with a 6.68 earned run average and has pitched well. Again, bases loaded a couple of times, both in the 1st and the 3rd. But they only gave up, with no out, by the way, and they gave up 1 run in the 1st and 2 runs in the 2nd, but have managed to hold on otherwise. And again, the game tied at 3 as Annie Eliason comes up for the Rams. She came into the game batting .344 on the season and is 0 for 2 today with a ground out the 3rd and a ground out the 2nd. Right-hand batter. Plays first base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Sun back behind the clouds again. Wind blowing sort of in now. Not heavy, but in. Here's the pitch. Swing on an off-speed pitch. Ground to the pitcher. Throws out Riquelme 1-3. Riquelme to Tomasiello. And 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Here's Victoria Juknowitz, 0 for 2. She flew out to third base and then flew out the shortstop, and then E5 on a ground ball to the third baseman. So 0 for 2. Pitch is high and outside by Riquelme, 1-0. Right-hand batter. Juknowitz playing third base. Here's the windup and pitch, and that's a strike, 1-1. Nice pitch there. 1-1. 1 out. 3-3 the score. Both teams with 7 hits. Riquelme into the windup and the pitch. Swung on and fouled off into the Eagle dugout. 1-2 on Juknowitz. Riquelme into the windup and the pitch just high, 2-2. Took a little bit off that pitch, did Riquelme, looking for a swing and miss, but not fooled was Juknowitz. 2-2, windup and pitch. Swing and a drive to left field, should be playable, and caught out in left field by Rickard Dooley. And that's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Here's Kalani. The shortstop, 0 for 2, a fly ball to center and a ground out to the third baseman. Into the windup and pitch, and a swing will go foul as Kayla Kalani, batting under 100, 3 hits in 35 at-bats, but does have 4 RBIs on the season. Pitch is a ground ball stopped by the catcher, 1-1. On deck is Aldridge. She's 2 for 2 in the game. And the Eagles are the only team to have a 1-2-3 inning, and they have an opportunity here to get one in this inning. Riquelme into the windup and the pitch. Call the ball. I think the umpire saying outside. So 2-1 to Kalani. Riquelme into the windup and the pitch, 2-1, and it's popped up into the air, but playable for the shortstop, and it's caught by the Angeles, and that'll end That was Dickinson, not DeAngelis, and that'll end inning number till the top of the 6th. So the Eagles get the Rams to go 1-2-3 in that inning for the second time today. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and after 5.5, it's 3-3 now here in Waterbury this afternoon. Eagles will have 5, 6, and 7 as they come up. It'll be Bailey Dickinson, Julia Maida, and Alyssa Calabrese for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trying to make sure my papers don't fly away. Bottom 6. And leading off is Bailey Dickinson, who is 0 for 2. She flew out to the second baseman, and she flew out to center field. In this game today. Right-hand batter. Started the day batting .222 on the season. And DiLorenzo into the windup and the pitch, and a big swing that goes foul. Now the wind blowing in. Directly into the face of the hitters. And attempting to make my papers go fly away. DiLorenzo winds up and throws, and they call a strike 0-2 on Dickinson. The shortstop, again 0 for 2 on the day, Maida on deck. Maida on deck. DiLorenzo winds up, swing, and it might get down to the right field. It does. It bounces. That's a base hit for Dickinson as she flared it out to the right fielder, Negron, who had trouble with it. It got down before she could get it. It bounced. She dove. She's limping a little bit, but Dickinson only got a single out of it. And she's being pulled for a pinch runner. Is Dickinson. And Brianna Hines comes in to pinch run. Hines has 1 steal and 1 attempt this season. Hines is a sophomore from Seymour, Connecticut. Has come on to pinch run for Bailey Dickinson, and now up is Julia Maida. She's 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to center field. Eagles and Rams tied at 3, bottom 6. Wouldn't be surprised to see Maida bunt here. Let's see what happens, what the plans are for Coach Meyer-Jones. Here's the windup and pitch, and there's the bunt, and she gets it down. Played by the first baseman, throws the first in time to get the out, but a sacrifice bunt gets Hines over the second. And here's Alyssa Calabrese, who's 1 for 2, a strikeout looking and a single. So far today, 1 for 2, strikeout in the second, single in the fourth. Runner in scoring position is Hines. 1 out, Eagles and Rams tied at 1. Calabrese came into the game batting .122. First pitch is a strike. 0-1. On deck is Brooke Dickinson. Swing and a miss on the pitch there, 0-2. Hines on second, 1 out. Pinch running for Dickinson, who got a base hit into right field. And then was sacrificed over to second. Here's the pitch on the 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Dickinson. That's Brooke Dickinson, excuse me. Pardon me. It was Calabrese who went down. And pinch hitting for Bailey Dickinson is Juliana Regano. Regano, the graduate student from Franklin Square, New York. She'll come on to pinch hit. Regano, 152 on the season. 5 hits and 33 at-bats and 1 RBI. She's a left-hand batter. Brianna Hines is on second base as the pinch runner, who was sacrificed over to second. Eagles tied at 3. Pitch is high and outside, ball 1. As Regano, the left-hand batter, coming in to replace Brooke Dickinson as a pinch hitter. DiLorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball that's going to go foul down the left side over the dugout of the Rams. 1-1 the count. Eagles looking to get Hines in and take the lead. Here's the pitch that's outside. 2-1. Good take there by Regano. Again, a graduate student from Franklin Square, New York. Wind up and pitch, swing, and a ground ball to the pitcher, but it goes off DiLorenzo, and that's going to make her safe. It moves Hines to third. Going to call that an E1. As should have been played by DiLorenzo. That was not a hard hit ball. But moved Hines to third and brings up Peruso, who's 2 for 2 today. A single, a double in the third, a single in the fifth. 2 runs scored for Carly Peruso today, who's now 1 off the team lead in runs scored. 2 off the team lead in runs scored. That pitch is a strike, so 0-1. We'll see if the Eagles try to do a double steal attempt. They might just let Regano go. Should she take off? Let's see. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. 0-2 on Peruso, who didn't come in with a high average today at 158, but is 2 for 2 today. And has had a couple of really good hits. Has a runner at third and a runner at first. 2 outs. Tie game 3-3. Eagles have a single, sac bunt, and an error, and then a swing and a foul ball on that pitch. 0-2 still. They have a single by Bailey Dickinson, and then Hines came in the pinch run. A sac bunt by Maida got Hines to second. A strikeout by Calabrese, and then an E1 by pinch hitter Juliana Regano. So first and third, which advanced Hines to third. First and third, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, outside, 1-2. Now she tries to steal, does Regano, fakes to go to third. Nice backdoor play, and she's just safe. So they tried the double steal. Regano gets a stolen base. Hines faked and almost got picked off at third. So now second and third with a 1-2 count. Regano does get credit for steal. That is her first stolen base of the season. Second and third, 1-2. Here's the pitch and a swing and a miss and a strikeout. And that'll end the inning as Peruso goes down with 2 runners in scoring position. So the Eagles get no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. And after 6, it's 3-3 Rams and Eagles. We will go to the 7th with 9, 1-2 in the order coming up for Thomas Jefferson. And this has been where the bulk of the offense has come from, this 9-1-2-3 part. As Aldred will come up to start the inning. She's 2 for 2. She's got 2 singles, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and came around to score in the third. Does the left fielder Claudia Aldred. And we go to the 7th, tied at 3. Infield defense and the pitcher all around the pitcher's mound. As we wait for Aldred to come up, again 2 for 2, 2 singles, a run scored. Top 7, 3-3 here in Waterbury this afternoon on a somewhat chilly and windy day. A little better than it was yesterday. Wind's been blowing all over the place. Here's the pitch by Raquelme. That's a strike, 0-1, as it crossed over at the knees. Raquelme's done a good job at changing speeds on her pitches. She's thrown numerous ones at one speed and then taken a little bit off on an off-speed pitch to fool the hitters. Here's the second pitch on 0-1, and it's fouled off by Aldred. 0-2. Wind now blowing in from left field. As we mentioned, the wind has literally been changing positions every 5-6 minutes or so. Just kind of depends on the moment you're throwing the ball. And here is the pitch. 0-2, now 1-2 as that ball was low. Rams dugout supporting Aldred, who's 2 for 2 today. Count 1-2, 3-3 score. Wind up a pitch by Raquelme off speed and inside, and it hit her. And that'll be a hit by pitch, the second hit by pitch today. So Aldred's been on base all 3 times. And now is on first base. She has no stolen bases on the season. It looks like they're going to bring in a pinch runner for her, with Negron coming up, who is 2 for 3 today. Negron has a single in the first, a single in the third, and then a ground out to third. 2 runs scored for Negron, their leading hitter. She came in batting .388. She's probably over 400 now. Just have to get who the pinch runner is on first base, as we don't have a number. Raquelme into the windup and the pitch, and it's bunted foul behind the catcher. And Jordan Deering is the pinch runner. The junior out of Sicklerville, New Jersey, who has no steals on the season. He is on first base, pinch running. 0-1. Rams don't even fake the bunt that time. That pitch is outside, 1-1. They put the bunt play on. Negron bunted it foul. Now it's 1-1. Didn't even try to bunt on that pitch. So we'll see if they try to bunt here. Infield pinching in. At least the first and the third baseman are. Here's the pitch and a swing and a fly ball to right field. It is caught. And no advancement by the runner, caught by Calabrese, and the Eagles get an out. First out of the inning, and the second time that Negron is out today. Here comes Remy Smith. Again, Smith's had a day. Fielder's choice in the first and was caught stealing on a double steal trying to score at home. Then she was hit by a pitch, and she was thrown out at the plate on a double by Shields on 8-6-2, and then had a fly out to the third baseman. She tries to bunt. She gets it down to the third baseman. No play, as that bunt was too good. About 20 feet past where the catcher was, and no chance for the third baseman to get it in. Odd time to bunt with 1 out, but she gets it down and gets a bunt base hit. So Smith gets her first actual hit of the day, although she's been on base 3 times. Again, she was hit by a pitch in the third. So she came in 0 for 2 on the at-bats, and now 1 for 3. Deering moved to second base on the bunt. And now here comes Shields, who had the big hit in the third. Swing and a foul ball on the first pitch of that at-bat. Shields is 2 for 2. She's got a single, a double, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. And she also, 2 for 3. She also flied out to the first baseman in the fifth. First and second, 1 out. 3-3 the score. Shields up. Pitch. Swung. Driven to the second baseman. Nice catch. Has the play at second base, but doesn't throw it there. She went to first, trying to double up Smith, but if she threw the second, she had Deering, who was way off of second base, but a nice play there by second baseman Maida. On the line out, And now here's Pastino. She's 1 for 2. Sacrifice fly in the first for an RBI. A fly out to center and a single in the fifth. Now the umpire's talking it over. If Maida had thrown to second base, she would have had Deering by 20 feet as she was almost towards third base, but instead she threw it to first. It wasn't a great throw. It was caught by Tomasiello, but she was unable to get the out as Smith was able to get back. But here's Pastino, 1 for 2. RBI, sacrifice fly in the first, fly out to center in the third, single in the fifth. First and second, 2 outs, 3-3, top of the seventh. Riquelme throws low and outside for ball 1. Left-hand batter is Pastino. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a freshman. Wind up and pitch, swing and a miss on a low pitch. Needed a 9-iron to hit that one more than a baseball bat. Riquelme, the senior from Fairfax, Virginia, in the windup. And the pitch. Got the corner, 1-2. So the Eagles 1 strike away from getting out of this and with a chance to win it in the bottom of the seventh. Riquelme, 1-2 to Pastino. Here's the pitch by Riquelme. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. She struck her out for the third out of the inning. So the Eagles get out of some interesting situations there with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. And after 6.5, the Eagles with an opportunity to win it now in the bottom of the seventh. It's 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the seventh, and the Eagles will have the top of the order up: Ricarduli, DeAngelis, and Sekela. Don't forget to stay with us about 30 minutes after this game ends, as we'll have Game 2 of the doubleheader this afternoon on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Eagles looking to get their 5th win of the season. And now the Ram infield will get around Di Lorenzo as Ricarduli comes up. Samantha Ricarduli came in today batting .312. She is 2 for 3. Single in the first, single in the third with an RBI, and a fly out to center in the fifth. Left-hand batter. Wind now blowing in from left field. Pitch, swing, and a pop-up. Think that's playable for the third baseman, and it is. It's caught by the third baseman, Juknowitz. And a one-pitch foul out, should I say. And here comes DeAngelis. Caitlin DeAngelis, the team's leading hitter coming into the game. She's 1 for 3. She's got a double and a run scored, a fly out to right and a fly out to left. Bottom 7, 3-3. Di Lorenzo into the windup with the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a drive to the third baseman. Picked up nicely. Tries to get the throw off, and she does. Juknowitz had trouble picking it out of her glove, but managed to get over to the first baseman, and that's the second out. And here comes Jules Sakala. She is 1 for 3 on the game. She flew out to the first baseman in the first, had an fielder's choice, in the third, and then a single in the fifth, but was caught stealing. And the first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Bottom of the seventh, Eagles trying to get a run to win the game, but 2 outs so far as the top of the order has flown to first and flown to third and grounded out to third. 1-1 the count on Sakala. DiLorenzo in the windup. Here's the pitch, late swing, foul. As it looked like DiLorenzo took a little bit off of that, and Sakala swung late for a 1-2 count. Wind up and pitch low, ball 2. 2-2. If she gets on, Tomasiello is on deck. She does have 4 home runs and 16 RBIs this season. 2-2, DiLorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch. Popped it up in the air. Who's going to get there? It's the second baseman who catches it, and that'll end 7 innings as Shields closed the glove on that one. And 3 quick outs for the Eagles. Sends us to extra innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. That's the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for the Eagles. And we go to the top of the 8th with the score 3-3. Egger, Eliason, and Juknowitz coming up for the Rams in the top of the 8th. Again, as I said, stay with us after the first game. We'll have the second game somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 minutes after the first game ends here on the CACC network and youtube.com/go post Eagles. Ellie Egger coming up, the senior from Massapequa Park, New York. She is 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the first, lined out to the shortstop in the third, and flew out to the right fielder in the fifth. Right-hand batter is Egger, 0 for 3 in the game. Here's the pitch by Raquelme, and a drive in between the left fielder and the center fielder. This should be extra bases. Running into second and not sliding, standing up with a stand-up double is Egger. And the Rams have a runner in scoring position with nobody out as Egger ripped a double between the left and center fielders. For the Eagles, it was eventually picked up by Peruso, who got it in. A little closer than I think was thought by Egger, the catcher, but got in there anyway. And now Egger stands on second with no outs. Look for a sacrifice bunt possibly. Here's the pitch. Nope, swinging away and a foul ball by Juknowitz. She's 0 for 3 today. She had a fly out to shortstop. She had an E5 and a fly out to left field. 0 for 3. Pardon me, this is Eliason, I'm sorry. One batter ahead. She's also 0 for 3, but a different set of outs. Here's the pitch on an off-speed pitch. That's a ball. Eliason, apologies, she had a 5-3 ground out, a 4-3 ground out, and a 1-3 ground out. So 3 ground balls today for Eliason. 1-1 to count. Runner on second. Pitch swung, grounds it to second. That'll get the runner over to third. Good job there, looking to go the other way. Her 4th ground out of the game, this time to the second baseman, but managed to get the runner over to third with 1 out. And now Juknowitz will come up. She's still 0 for 3 with what I had said before. But Victoria is from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Has an opportunity to drive in a run with a runner on third and one out. Here's a pitch and a swing and a drive into the outfield. That'll get the run in. A RBI single for Juknowitz. And the Rams take a 4-3 lead here in the top of the eighth. Good job to get that pitch by Juknowitz. And the Rams take a 4-3 lead here in the top of the eighth for Juknowitz, her fourth RBI of the season. And that'll bring up Kalani. Kayla Kalani, who is 0 for 3 herself today. She flew out to center, grounded to third, and flew out to the shortstop. But the Rams have one run in, lead 4-3. Top of the eighth, runner on, one out. Pitch and swing and a drive toward right field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Tried to throw to second base to get the force play, but can't get it. And Kalani gets her hit to move to 1 and 4 on the day. And now batting is Claudia Aldred, who is 2 for 2 today. 2 singles and a hit by pitch with a run scored. Here's the pitch inside, ball 1. First and second, 1 out, 1 run in, 4-3 Rams, top of the eighth here in Waterbury. Rosalie Negron on deck. Pitch by Raquelme for a strike over. And the count is 1-1. Wind up and pitch high, 2-1. Eagles went 4 innings without giving up a run, but have given up 1 here and have 2 runners on with 1 out here, top of the eighth. 4-3 Rams. Eagles have come back from 3-0 down, low 3-1 on that pitch. And top of the order on deck. Don't want to walk Aldred here. Have to wonder if Raquelme is getting a little tired as we're in the top of the eighth inning. She winds up and throws. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Full count now. Have to see if the runners might be going here. Obviously, you have to wait for the catcher to catch the ball, but see if the runners go on a full count. 4-3 Rams. 1 out. Top of the eighth. Swing. Nope. Looked like she was going to swing. Did not, and that's ball 4, and that'll load up the bases. As for the 4th time today, Aldred on base. 2 walks and 2 hits. And now top of the order with Negron, who is 2 for 4 today. Single in the first with a run scored, single in the third with a run scored, ground out the third, and a fly ball to right field. Fly ball here should get a run in. That ever important second run. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 run in. 4-3 Rams, top of the eighth. Raquelme into the windup and the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to third, but that's going to be foul. Everybody back on the bases. Here's the pitch by Raquelme. High and outside, ball 1, 1-1, the count. One and one. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Bobbled. No play. Everybody's safe. And that brings in a second run on an RBI fielder's choice with an E6 component, but an RBI nonetheless. Yeah, everybody moves up a base, and then the bases are still loaded with one out. Here's Smith. Pitch, swing, and a ground ball to third base. Home they go on the fielder's choice, and they get the out there. Nicely done there. And now here's Bridget Shields. Swing and a ground ball foul. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Shields is 2 for 4 today. Single, double, stolen base, 2 RBIs for Shields. The junior from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Here's the pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Wind up and pitch, swing and a drive over the head of the second baseman. That's a base hit. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Off the third goes Smith, and 2 RBIs for Shields, who's got a 4 RBI day. And the Rams now lead 7-3. Smith went to third on the single. Shield gets a double and 2 RBIs. Again, 4 RBIs on the day. And the Eagles now trail by 4. Here's Pastino, the left-hand batter up. She is 1 for 3 with an RBI sacrifice fly in the first. Eagles came into the top of the 8th, tied at 3, but 4 runs have come in for the Rams. And as we mentioned, Shield has 4 RBIs on the day. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Might be playable for the first baseman, and it is. It's caught, and that'll end the inning. As the Rams bat around, they score 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. And after 7.5, the score is 7-3 Rams, with the Eagles' last crack coming up. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Just to bookend some stuff, Shields now has a team-leading 13 RBIs with her 4 RBI day today. Started the day with 9, now up to 13. Tomasiello will come in to bat for the bottom of the 8th. She's 1 for 3, a fly out in the second, a fly out in the third, and a single in the 6th. But the Eagles' last cracks, trailing by 4 now. Top of the 8th. DiLorenzo out there has gone the distance. Got hurt on a single that hit her up the middle in the third, but has looked no worse for wear since. Eagles have been caught stealing twice. But trail 7-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Tomasiello, right-hand batter. Here's the pitch by DiLorenzo. Inside, ball one. Wind now blowing in again as DiLorenzo winds up. Pitch swung and a drive deep to left field. Playable, though, for the left fielder as Tomasiello gave it a ride, and a nice play there by Aldred to get back and make the catch for the first out. Again, wind blowing in, so any chance to get it up there is just going to knock it down a little bit, and Tomasiello gave it a ride, but played by Aldred. And now here's Dickinson, who is 1 for 3 on the day. A single in the sixth. Eagles tried to get her in, but couldn't do it, even though they changed her out for a pinch runner. And here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Going to get out of play, though, and it does. So 0-1 on Dickinson. Oh and 1, 7-3 Rams, top of the eighth, one out. Pitch, swing, pop, foul again, but this one might be playable for the first baseman, and it is. Caught by first baseman Eliason. And the Eagles down to their final out. As here comes Julia Maeda. Eagles came into the inning tied at 3, but the Rams scored 4 in the top of the eighth, and now the Eagles down to their final out. DiLorenzo in the windup. Here's the pitch, swing and a drive. This should get down for a base hit. Maeda gets a single. Her second of the game. She's 2 for 3. Single in the second, a fly out in the fourth. She had a sacrifice bunt in the sixth, and then a single here in the eighth. So she's 2 for 3 in the game. And here comes Calabrese, who is 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts, but a single in the fourth. DiLorenzo into the windup and the pitch, swing. Foul ball. 0-1. Runner on first is Maeda. Here's the pitch, swing, and another foul ball. Down to the final strike are the Eagles, 0-2 here. Runner on first, 2 outs, 0-2 count, 7-3 Rams, bottom of the eighth, here in Waterbury this afternoon. Sun has now peaked out again. Wind blowing in. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul ball. Behind and off the netting behind her. Count remains 0-2. DiLorenzo to the windup with the pitch. Outside, 1-2. Almost picked off was Maeda, bounced a little bit too far off the base, but she managed to get back. Don't want to get picked off down 4 here in the bottom of the eighth. 1-2 to count to Calabrese. Wind up and pitch inside and high, ball 2. 2-2. Two and 2 to count. Into the windup, DiLorenzo with a ground ball to the shortstop. She should be able to beat it out, and she will. That's an infield hit for Calabrese. Her second hit of the game, and the Eagles have runners on first and second with 2 outs. And here comes Brooke Dickinson, who is 0 for 3. Fly out to the shortstop, fielder's choice with a caught stealing, and then an E1 with a stolen base. If she gets on, the tying run will come to bat, and then she hits a fly ball. Looks foul, and it'll go foul as third baseman Juknowitz tried to get there, but it just went over her head. As I was saying, if Dickinson can get on, the tying run will be Peruso. She will come to bat. But the Eagles got to get another runner on. 2 outs, 2 runners on, 7-3 Rams, bottom 8. DiLorenzo with the pitch, swing, and a base hit up the middle. That'll get 1 run in. And both runners will advance on the overthrow to the catcher, so a base hit by Dickinson. Calabrese advances to third, an RBI for Dickinson, and now the tying run will come up in Peruso. Second and third to 2 outs. The RBI for Dickinson is her 3rd of the year. And now the tying run is at the bat with Carly Peruso in a 7-4 game. Bottom 8, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Theoretically, those runs don't really matter at this point. It's really Peruso who matters. She's the tying run. So while important, you need those two to get in the game with 2 outs. It's really the batter at this point who's the tying run. Peruso does not have any home runs this season, but does have 7 RBIs. She's 2 for 3, a double in the 3rd, a single in the 5th, a strikeout in the 6th. She scored 2 runs in this game. Peruso 5-1 from Hillsborough, New Jersey. Here's the pitch, swing, and a foul ball. Looked like she was trying to go opposite field, as there is a big gap between the center fielder and right fielder. There goes my scorebook. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, base hit. That's 2 RBIs for Peruso. And the Eagles now 7-6. Peruso 2 RBIs as my scorebook went flying from the win. So now the Eagles have the tying run on first base, And here's Samantha Ricarduli. And here's Ricarduli. She's now the winning run at batting. She's left-handed, 7-6 on the 2-run single by Peruso. Pitch. Called a strike. Ricarduli today 2 for 4 with an RBI. Left-hand batter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball might be playable for the third baseman. It's caught. And that'll do it for game number 1. A fly ball to the third baseman who was in foul territory when it was caught, but that'll do it. So the Eagles, who trailed by 4 in the bottom of the 8th, got 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And that'll give you a final score of 7-6. Raquelme takes the loss in a complete game, and DiLorenzo takes the win. She moves to 6-2 in the complete game. Raquelme falls to 2-6. For the Eagles' final stats, 6 runs on 13 hits. 6 runs on 13 hits. They had 6 runners left on base. For TJU, they had 7 runs on 12 hits with 9 runners left on base. So the final score here in game number 1. Final score in game number 1. In 8 innings, TJU 7, your Post-University Eagles 6. We'll be back in 20 minutes for game number 2. Between these two teams in a doubleheader, you're listening and watching the Post-University Softball on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles.